New Life Central Operations, CCB. First, let's talk about why it's important to have a church database management system that is centrally operated. We have discovered in order to accomplish our goal of pastoring people well, it's essential that we collect and input standardized information on all of our congregants from each congregation in one central database. From there, we celebrate the unique expression of pastoral care and communication in each of our congregations. By consistently doing this, we are each able to interact with people in a way that makes our big church feel small. Our church database management system is overseen by the New Life Central Operations team in order to determine best practices for our database systems and processes, standardize the information gathered at each congregation, determine what constitutes a complete profile, gather complete and accurate information on all individuals participating at each of our congregations, and to maintain accurate records. We utilize CCB as our central database management system, and we gather information through the following channels. We gather data through guest cards, family information cards, giving, forms, event registration, serve applications, and check-in. In order to accomplish this, we gather the following information as soon as possible so we can respond as soon as possible. Our guests are free to provide as much or as little information as they prefer. What we gather full name, address, email, photograph, congregation, mobile phone, and birth date. Now that we've gathered the information, let's use Nancy as an example. We have all information in one central database, so at a glance we can see Nancy's picture, her age, family members, phone number, email address, home address with a map option, and even send Nancy a text. With another click, we can see Nancy's serving history, attendance, and family giving history. We can then click on About Nancy and see Nancy's birthday, congregation, email, mobile phone, home phone, and mailing address. Next, on the Involvement tab, we see the groups Nancy is a part of. We then see the process queues Nancy is in. This tells us the process queues Nancy has completed and those that are still in process. Here you can see what notes have been made in Nancy's profile and a copy of the communications she has received. This is an important element of the data we gather because all pastoral contacts should be noted here. By simply clicking on the plus sign on the top right, you can add a note to Nancy's profile. On the Timeline tab, you will find the date progression of Nancy's time at New Life. This is how we can follow someone's complete life cycle at New Life. Scenario 1. Pastor on call receives a call that John Jones sustained a broken leg in a car accident and would like a hospital visit. Because we have created a complete profile for John, via the Lead app, at a glance, the pastor on call can see John's photograph, age, family members, phone, email, and address, serving history, and attendance history. We can also see the groups he's a part of, the process queues he's in. This would tell us that John attended Men's Night Out, went to Israel with Outreach, and is serving as an usher. Notes indicate John's wife died January 3, 2016, and Pastor Mel officiated her funeral. John sits in Section 2F at 11 a.m., and his timeline gives a record of his time at New Life. The first record, water baptism, the date he became a leader, etc. Suddenly, John Jones isn't just a name. With this information, at a glance, the pastor on call can notify Pastor Mel, his section leader, and because he's an usher, Pastor Becky. He can go to the hospital well informed, knowing John's wife recently passed away, John is a leader at New Life, and John knows Pastor Mel, Pastor Gabe, and Pastor Becky. Without a complete profile, it can be difficult to make the meaningful connections to a pastor. People who actually know John aren't able to follow up, and we go to the hospital unaware of the family trauma surrounding the visit. Scenario 2 is an actual event. Local news reported that a fire had broken out in Black Forest and that it was rapidly spreading. Pre-evacuation and evacuation notifications were issued for designated regions, which began to be expanded throughout the next 48 hours. Because of our deep concern for our congregants who live in those regions, we wanted to be proactive in our care for them. We ran a report of congregants in the affected zip codes. We sent an email from Pastor Brady saying, "We understand you are in an area that has received a pre-evacuation notification. If there's anything you need, just respond to this email and one of our staff members will be available to help. New Life serves as a Red Cross disaster relief station, so please come here if you need anything at all. We are praying for your safety and the protection of your property. Love, Brady." As the fire spread and more regions were affected, we ran reports and continued our communication. The beauty of this is that we didn't wait for someone to call New Life. We contacted them first. Scores of people responded to those emails saying, "I can't believe you even knew where I lived. I can't believe you reached out to me." As we learned of fire damage or total loss, we were able to assist practically and financially. Because our congregants have specified a congregation, those emails could now come from their specific congregational pastor. Using the tools and technology that are available to us through CCB, we will pastor people in a well-informed manner. We'll make our big church feel small. We'll better disciple our people. We'll be proactive. We'll be able to acknowledge life events. We'll engage people beyond populating our events, and we'll even put a face with a name. As a part of the New Life staff family, we will champion the efforts to utilize CCB to its fullest through our commitment to ongoing training, making thorough notes in the individual profiles as we meet with people, and following best practices as defined by the central team responsible for the management of CCB. As a New Life Central team, it is our goal to create database systems and processes that provide consistency while honoring the uniqueness of each of our New Life congregations. It's our honor to serve.